Welcome everyone to LipoLite, your practice cash magnet. I have the honor and the privilege of being here together with Dr. Brent. Dr. Brent is a longtime LipoLite user provider. He serves many, many, many patients. He is truly very smart, seasoned, experienced practitioner. I just want to let you know what a treat it is for you to be able to learn from one of the best. This man is a former trainer. He's a trainer. He has a lot of clinical hours of experience, a lot of physician hours of helping a lot of patients. So, welcome, Dr. Brent. I just wanted to frame it in terms of I'm sure you realize there's over 236 doctors leaving practice every single week in this country. In this awesome
Wow.
country of ours, it is a major problem. It's a crisis, the real crisis in healthcare. In addition, certainly from the patient perspective, it's a crisis in terms of the doctors. It's a provider crisis. As you can recognize, everything from all private practices are getting decimated. There's 236 doctors leaving practice each and every week with the whole Obamacare mess, declining reimbursements. I was just on the phone with a doctor buddy of mine last night. He was doing $2.5 million last year. Guess what? He just closed his doors yesterday.
Wow.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You know what's happening? Declining reimbursements, and then he's on top of that being audited. So there's something called a Z-Pop something audit where they're allowed to immediately cut off your income. So they're moving forward, no more income. So they take a number of files and then they extrapolate number of years back. He was telling me another mutual friend of ours, another mutual doctor friend of ours, just got popped by the insurance company as well as the government, Medicare, for $1.2 million.
Wow.
$1.2 million. So that doctor is still in practice. He had 4 practices. He just got shrunk down to 1. But now he's in partnership owing $1.2 million to the government. Okay? So it is a serious crisis. It is an unspoken secret that so many doctors are going broke. They're being forced out of practice. Who is responsible? Everything from Money Magazine has done articles, CNN, uh, a lot of independent practices are having to get loans just to pay their bills. So we have a serious problem in our country. Doctors are being driven to bankruptcy. So LipoLite, we've been able to help so many providers get not even like a trickle or a stream of income, but in fact a river of revenue. And that is exactly what has happened. We have helped so many people. I have heard everything from Mike. My wife is starting to pay attention to me more now because I'm coming home with envelopes full of $100 bills to, you saved my marriage to someone I'm thinking of right now in California, where he's like, my children look in my eyes and they see I'm a lot less stressed. They say, Daddy, you're a lot less stressed now than you've seen you in a long time. So just give us all a quick background, Dr. B, in terms of how you got into being in the lipolite business, and what was your need that you saw the opportunity that has been able to help you and your patients. I'm curious.
Well, originally, in practice, I was seeing about, I don't know, 60, 70 patients a day. So the practice was fine. I didn't really see that. I wasn't desperate in that sense of care. And I'm thankful I wasn't. But what I was desperate in was that need of really helping the patient achieve something that was going to be long term for them, and also be able to convert my practice away from that dependency on insurance, going more towards a cash practice. And so every person, every doctor will tell you this. Essentially what's happening is every patient is overweight or unhealthy. So Lipolite just fits into our weight loss model that we started implementing in our office. And I'll tell you what, it really has been a gold mine in more ways than just financial since we've started. It's definitely part of, I would say it's probably the majority of our practice now.
Is that right? So how long have you, so you didn't have like a crushing financial need. You saw it as here is a real way of sincerely helping many, many patients.
That, and I saw what you were talking about coming.
Okay, so you saw the handwriting on the wall and you just wanted to be
Oh
ahead of
yeah.
the curve.
Oh yeah.
So now the people who weren't so much the early adopt, now it's more of like a desperation kind of thing. But what can you say to those people, perhaps?
I don't think it's too late. It's essentially getting out there. Lipolite is still fairly new. Everyday patients are coming in my office and they still have not heard of what they can do. They're contemplating liposuction. They're contemplating going on these diets where all they do is drink shakes. And I mean, they're doing crazy things out there right now because they are so desperate. So what Lipolite does is it fills that void, and it's almost too easy to sell, to be honest. I feel like it should be harder. It's coming from doing chiropractic to Lipolite. Oh my, it's funny you were talking about the man and making him a happier guy for his children and his wife. I would say the same thing. My wife sees me when I come home and I go, yeah, it was an easy day. It was good. Started 4 or 5. Monday I had $11,000 day, just all doing Lipolite.
So what do you attribute that to? Is it, certainly as you can see here with this slide, the aging of the population, we as a nation are getting older and older. So that's certainly a factor. Also, with all these reality shows, people have it in their awareness that they can have a non-invasive cosmetic procedure. Are you seeing the same thing?
Absolutely. I'd say majority of my patients are either overweight or lost track of what it really means to be healthy. So what Lipolite does is it fills that void. It gives them, I want to say, yes, it's going to give them results, but there's something we haven't even talked about, which is it gives them actually hope. To be able to see a circumference difference instantly with your measurements, it allows them to make healthier choices and want to maintain those results between the first visit and the second. So yeah, I mean, this is essentially what is transforming weight loss.
So there was this slide talking about how
Wow.
popular this is on all the reality shows, that people have it imbued. They have it rooted in their brain. They've done many survey studies, statistics. They've determined that 9 out of 10, 91% actually, percent of the female population. Certainly, as you know, a lot of men, you can give them that hope and help them. But women have it imbued in their brain that they need to have a cosmetic procedure done with all these
Yeah.
reality shows. So do you see that as people waking up and realizing, hey, I can have I can that's what's driving demand according to like.
Absolutely. This is a scary picture you've got up here. Actually, I couldn't imagine one of my family members or someone I care about going under something like this. Lipolite is a much easier, faster, non-invasive treatment that will allow the patient to have to avoid situations like this. And to be honest, Lipolite almost makes liposuction look barbaric. That procedure, even when done, is very difficult to get evenly distributed throughout the body. And I use that as one of my sales pitches. And I tell the patients, look, with 16 paddles on the Lipolite machine, I'm able to attack different areas for the same cost, and basically no risk.
So you were talking about how easy it is. In terms of doing the treatment, you're obviously doing the consultations. Is that something that you appreciate more, that patients appreciate more? Just the ease, the simplicity of integrating it into your practice, as well as just the simplicity for the patient. It's no pain. It's not like the freezing
Yeah.
technology where the patients have to be under pain meds for a full month. It's,
Oh yeah, yeah, cold freeze or whatever it's called. Yeah, I've got, there's a number of things out there right now that are patients are trying. Listen, I'm not saying you don't have to have your systems down, and that's what we figured out is our systems. We know what the patient needs to hear in the first visit. We know what we need to be discussing in the second visit, and we know what type of results we need to be focusing on. And we try to set for them what they should be expecting at what visit. And so we cover all of that the first day so that we don't have any of this pressure, any of this, oh man, I hope we get the results by this day or that. They know exactly what to expect just like we do. And so like I was saying before, Lipolite makes it weight loss fun and makes it exciting again. And that's really what you got to focus on in your consultations. And it also makes your life fun. When you go in there and you sit down with a new patient and they're looking at you saying, I don't like to look in the mirror anymore. My husband doesn't want to be intimate. I don't like the way I feel about myself. It is so easy to look at them and say, well, I'm so thankful you came in today because we've got an answer for you. And this is what we expect you to do. And then go through some numbers and allow them to know their body fat percentages and different things like that we can go over. And then by then they'll know, okay, so by this time I should have these types of results. And we combine that with healthy eating and some activity, and we always get the results. That's the neat thing about Lipolite. I own several machines now.
Right. So you're able to treat more patients. You're able to serve more. I just wanted to refer back to this. You can see that the trends is only getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The need, the demand is absolutely surging. If we look at the numbers, only since 1990 we've gone from a 1 in 10 obesity rate. Right now we're sitting at 1 in 3. It's going to 1 in 2 according to the CDC within the next decade plus. So this is not just some flash in the pan kind of fad. This is a structural shift in the demands of our population. Do you see that the same way, Doc?
That's correct. In fact, I actually use these same slides in my, we'll throw some weight loss seminars out there, and we'll use these same slides, and you'll see the people sitting back going, wow, it's almost like, how has this happened to us as a population? We don't even realize it's occurring. We don't even realize that we're actually part of it. And to be honest, almost every patient that comes through my office can use our care, whereas chiropractic, you're kind of filtering them through. So weight loss is that's what I meant by easy. It's an easy sell, because who can't lose a little bit more weight and get a little bit more healthier?
So what's interesting about this, there's a lot less regulatory issues in terms of, this is a difference. This is high intensity medical grade LED, as you know. Our biggest competitors are lasers. So laser, all a laser means is that it's a focused light. It functions the same way. That is to say, it has the same wavelength. You're energizing those fat cells, creating the pores or openings so the contents spill out and the cell collapses and shrinks. What all a laser means is that it's a focused light. It's termed a coherent light, but once that light goes through the skin, it spreads and diffuses. So, for instance, we just did a big medical show. We had iLipo there. We were telling everyone to go over to that booth first and then come back, because they're charging $65,000 for a 4-pad machine.
Right.
This is a fraction of the cost, but more importantly, it has just a lot more functionality, capability, and you can treat multiple body parts, multiple patients at the same time. So we can see all the different alternatives. This is so, like you said, barbaric if you really think about it. And you also didn't mention, as you know, with liposuction, or anytime you're removing the fat cell versus permanently shrinking it like you are here, these patients, anytime you interfere with that ability of the fat cell to communicate with the hormone in the endocrine system, these patients are winding up with estrogen imbalances, thyroid disorders, endocrine dysfunction.
That's a great point. That's a great point. I need to use that actually more often. That's a great point.
Anytime you're interrupting with it, and we're speaking to physicians, plastic surgeons, endocrinologists nationwide, anytime you're interrupting that natural, normal balance between the adipose tissue cell and the hormones, these patients are it's like a dirty little secret that all these other surgeons don't want to tell you, or these more invasive procedures don't want to tell you, that these patients are winding up with these thyroid problems, endocrine dysfunction, estrogen imbalances. It's a problem. It's harmful to the body. This is a much smarter, easier, breezier way of going. So it's exciting. So the results speak for themselves. Just talk to me about like your patient results, Doc.
No, I'm getting great results. In fact, we're doing new boards up right now. Actually, I have the staff up today doing it, where we're posting new before and after photos. And it's important that you leave those things marked up throughout your office, because that really encourages people to know that that can be them as well. Before and after photos are very important. But if you're asking me what type of results we're seeing, very, very rarely do I get somebody who is not happy with the results. And again, it's about setting their expectations in the beginning. Does Lipolite make you go from here to there in 1-2 visits? No. And that's the beauty of it, though, is that it allows the body to heal and adjust to each treatment. And that, just like you were talking about the imbalances and hormone in endocrine systems, that's a great point. I need to start using that more, because I allow my patient, I tell them, listen, we are emulsifying the fat. We're making it more readily accessible, so that the things that were ineffective before are now just that more effective. And they're able to add things into their lifestyle that will allow these results to even magnify more. So it's very, very difficult to not get the results.
And you're certainly enrolling the patient to be committed to their own, to have skin in the game. When they realize, okay, you're releasing this fatty acid from inside that fat cell to outside, now any kind of additional, certainly besides even engaging the lymph system to flush out all the mobilized fat, any kind of exercise or any kind of involvement on their part is able to simply amplify the results. How do you communicate that?
Oh, that's a huge part, and every patient knows that we are a team. I am providing a service in which allows them to get results that they were unable to get before. Once I've done my part, which is to apply the Lipolite and allow it to do its magic, the patient then is instructed to use, whether we have whole body vibration machines throughout the office. We got 4, 5, 6 of those things set up, and allow them to stand on for about 10 minutes. That allows them to contract their muscles, increasing their lymphatic system, so that they can actually detox out a lot of the emulsified or fatty acid that we release. Beyond that, I instruct them and give them the right fruits, proteins, and food and behavioral patterns that they need to encourage the results even more between visits at each visit. So, and also you got to remember, it's important to assess your patient in the beginning to allow them to know exactly how many visits is required for them to get the results that they are looking for. And so keeping a satisfied patient is making sure that you're doing your job as well. So yes, it's essentially it's teamwork. I put the Lipolite on, and they continue to do the things that we know cause weight loss to occur, and it will happen at a faster rate.
So I'm curious, those patients, like when you're looking them in the eye and in other words, you're able to really feel that sense of conviction and confidence that you know you're going to be able to help them. And then when you see it, is that the secret sauce? Is that what really just makes it all the worthwhile? Knowing
Yeah, I
that
mean
you're able to make a difference in their mind and their
yeah,
body, certainly, and then even in how they feel about themselves, how they see themselves in the mirror, or how they feel about maybe their husband can see him as more desirable now, whereas before they were losing that.
that's true, Mike. Now doing this long enough, you know what the neatest thing is? That $11,000 day I had on Monday I was talking about, majority of those people that I signed up again were already people who had been under Lipolite treatment for one body part, and they were coming back to do it on another. And I thought that was pretty impressive, that this had become part of their lifestyle and that they had seen such good results. But you're talking about what makes us happy as practitioners and whatnot. The only way a practitioner is ever going to enjoy what they do is if they're getting the results. You can't sit there and lie to your patients all day. So it's nice to be able to depend on Lipolite and look somebody in the eyes and say, look, we have the technology now available to us that will allow us to get the results you've been looking for. And to have them trust you and lean on you and like that, it's a great partnership. So yeah, I'm happy, and it's because of Lipolite.
It's exciting. So your normal course of treatments, typically nationwide, we're looking at for the average body, you're looking at typically, I'm not sure exactly how many sessions, but typically you're looking at what? 10 sessions for the average body type, 20-minute sessions. It's non-attended. Is that what you do, followed by the 10 minutes of vibration platform for the engaged immune system to
Uh,
flush out all the bad ones?
Typically, see, in my office, I like to get more numbers on them, so we use some scales that tell us their BMI, their BMR, basal metabolic rate. We look at calorie ratios. We look at where the body fat percentage is occurring, total body mass. So we're looking at all those numbers, and then we measure them, and then we take the subjective findings from the patient, and they say, you know, Dr. B, I know my thighs don't look that bad, but it's affecting me, and so we'll take that into account. And we add all that up, and that will allow us to know how many treatments we believe this person should be able to see results in. And so typically, it's going to be somewhere from a minimum of 9 to, as most, 20 sessions. So yeah, I see why you're saying 12 to 16.
So,
And then, yeah, followed up by whole body vibration. And then we give them the handouts that explain kind of how to do burst training and those types of things to encourage circulatory
the
workout.
lipolite alone, would you say that people are more interested in, this day and age, it's a sad commentary that people don't necessarily care about their health and well-being, but you teach them exactly. In other words, you're using the lipolite so they get the immediate results. They're more likely to care about how they're looking, perhaps, than about their health. And as
Yeah,
they see the immediate results, then you can show them, hey, let's take care of
yeah,
your overall health and well-being, because I know that's your particular focus. You care about people's health,
yeah.
and that's your approach.
It's essentially it's a bait and hook, but not the bait and hook you're thinking of. It's actually the bait and hook in a good way for the better. So the patient comes in only caring about their outwardly appearance. They want a makeover, and as they see the results, and we start to explain to them, you know, how much harder, how many more capillary beds, how harder the heart has to work for all the extra fat. They start to understand that, okay, this isn't just a one-stop shop. This has to be a lifestyle change as well. And you know, you meet the person where they're at. Let's not forget that. So if they just want to do lipolite and put on their thighs, I know it's going to work just doing that alone. But like you used the word before, magnify. Yeah, I'm going to encourage them to get healthier. And to be honest, because they see results so quickly, the laziness, the I can't do it attitude, the I'm not good enough, a lot of that starts to go away because lipolite kind of let them see that, oh no, I can get results. The card shows an immediate inch loss.
So let me ask you, in terms of the financial aspect, you're doing $11,000 days. What? Just tell me about your own, just from a financial perspective. I don't know if I don't want to put you on the spot for asking you this personal question here, but I know even a
Yeah,
while ago you were doing like, $50,000, $60,000 months. I imagine that you have it. You're probably doing
yeah.
that pretty regularly, correct?
Yeah, we do that on a regular basis. That's about our numbers. It's one of those things where I'm actually just hired another doctor to help me so that we can keep up with the consultations and getting people in. And so that's a whole nother aspect to how you push the numbers and how much you should be selling the lipolite for. But the biggest problem is this doctor's own self, them underestimating the power of lipolite. Patients will pay for it because not just because they're desperate, but because if you do it right, they're going to see the value in it. And they're not going to budge when you say the price. In fact, most consultations, I was just training my associate doctor on how to do a consultation, and he was sitting in the room, and we walked down, and he goes, you weren't even done selling it, and that person was already asking, well, how do I get started? How much is it? And that's really what I find with the lipolite is they almost want to skip all the talk and get right to it, and that's really kind of nice. It's a good feeling.
So financially, this is needless to say, can take a practice. Would you say that in and of itself, besides all the income that you're bringing in, that this is like name of this presentation is a practice cash magnet? And would you agree with that's exactly what it is?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a great way for you to get your dependency away from insurance, dependency from feeling like I can't do anything other than this. Lipolite is a way to really break the bonds of that a lot of us felt with insurance, and it allows you to say, hey, these people are willing to pay cash to feel better and look better. And it's an easy sell, like we said in the beginning. So absolutely.
So what's exciting is, I mean, I don't know what your case average is on average. Nationwide, you're looking at around anywhere from 1,500, 1,499 to 2,000. Obviously, when a lot of people, they can even go above that. I know people certainly in different parts of the country who are charging even a bunch more than that. So the nationwide average, if you consider your database both active and inactive, and you can, I mean, you realize what percentage of your population, what percentage of your database population can really be helped with this and want it for that matter. You can see the numbers add up very, very quickly. These numbers are very real, are they not?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, yeah, those are pretty close. A lot of our cases go up to even 3,600 in that area. But to be honest, you got to remember these patients. If you're not going to offer it, they're going to someone who is. So either you're going to be part of that or you're not. It's that simple because they will be getting those treatments.
There's no doubt about that. That's exactly what we found. So which is interesting in is in addition to ongoing both live teleseminars and webinars. I don't know if you can see me, Doc. But we've come up with these 50 ways. I don't know if you can
Yeah,
see me on camera.
yeah, yeah,
Can you see me on camera?
yeah. I can see you.
So these 50 ways of creating, and they're all about Lipolite. So these are all highly editable marketing pieces. That's all you do is slip in your logo, slip in your contact information. And so you have a book and it's associated right now we have it with CDs, but we're switching it over to these really cool flash drives here. You can see this is your key to success
Oh, that's
here.
great.
So, for instance, they're associated corresponds with this book of showing the 50 different marketing pieces. Just as an example, we have number 34. It says Girls Night Out event. So it says here in the copy, there's something about women getting together with other women, leaving the husband home with the kids, enjoying and shopping that is appealing to your female patients. Work with a local spa, or if you have a nice facility of your own, to hold the event at their place of business, and you give mini presentations throughout the evening. Pass out your practice brochure, your business card, and a special offer to prompt the attendees to schedule an appointment. Be sure your staff is on hand to book the consultations that evening. Mail out a girls' night out postcard invitation and email it to your database. Uh, Display it in your reception area with a sign-up sheet for your new patients who are not on your mailing list. Be sure to add a bring a friend to help spread the word to new patients. So we have this really very well done. There's a series of 50 of these, all different marketing pieces that is just super well done, professionally produced, and then you just put your own contact information, and it's really kind of done for you marketing. Here's a open house invitation, cross promote services postcard. Here's a cross promote services postcard. That's number 33. Most patients, aesthetic patients or weight loss patients who are interested in these procedures are interested in comparable procedures if they address that they have other needs. Introduce them to other services you offer by offering them incentive to experience a comparable procedure. For instance, we have the anti-aging radiance photo rejuvenation mask that you know. Buy a series of photo rejuvenation treatments and receive a free lipolite session, or you can cross promote these kinds of services. If you're offering a physician guided weight loss assessment, for instance, you could buy one procedure, you get a free of the other. So we have these things that are all done for you. It's very well done. So we have both internal marketing to existing patients, internal marketing to prospects who are not even patients, and then we have external marketing. And these are all very well done for you. Coordinate fundraisers, advertise by announcing a new procedure, advertise a public seminar. These are all as a no-show letter, offer to speaking business card listing, and then we have one here that we are cross promoting with other physicians who are allied and complementary. So they send it to their database, you send it to your database. You have 3 or 4 physicians, you each get about 15 minutes to talk, and it's just so powerful. So we really have thought it through for you. In addition to, we have these teleseminars, our recorded webinars, our training how to answer the phone properly, scripting. We can refer you to other nutritional assessment if you need a protocol, how to very quickly integrate it into your existing practice, the existing brochures. Again, the brochures, everything is highly editable. You just put your logo in. Maybe you can put your contact information, these existing posters, patient psychology. We have a doctor written 3 books. Have you ever listened to Dr. Diane's training on the 8 not even psychological needs, but the biological needs? They're actually primal needs that are hardwired into the limbic system of the brain. There's 8 of them. Every single one of the patients has at least one or more of these 8. So when you communicate to your patient, you're not speaking to, they don't care about the technology. They don't care about any of that. You're speaking to one or more of these 8 biological primal needs. Did you ever listen to Dr. Diane's training on that?
No, it sounds great.
Oh, I'm surprised you haven't seen that. I'm surprised. I'm gonna send that. Make sure you have that immediately. If you want to do a Groupon and Living Social, we have a national guy. You can bypass your local rep. We have that other training. It was done by a woman who happens to be a Groupon groupie. I mean, she's a Groupon queen. She uses Lipo for Groupon, which I don't necessarily agree with, but it's one way. She does a training though where she converts 7 out of 10 of the Groupon patients. So she happens to make also, by the way, she makes $65,000 a month also. And all she does is does the consult. She only works part-time, by the way. She only does is the consultations and she does Groupon. But she converts 7 out of 10 of these patients. 7 out of 10. So the idea is to just do an intro teaser. Then you pull them into the full-scale program. How to keep. Listen, again, I'm not a person who's into Groupon personally, but it's a tool for some people. I'm believing you offer really quality service. You pay a fair value, market value. How to keep referrals coming training. When you get your machine, it comes with this existing DVD showing you a video graphic of the fat cell collapsing and shrinking, showing you video patient testimonials, video before and afters. It's just done for you kind of thing. Like you said, these patients, the sale is super easy. It sells itself. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely.
And also, on the unlikely event that anything should happen to your machine, I mean, I'm sure you recognize we have an excellent national reputation. We are totally there for our practitioners. We really stand. I mean, this is manufactured in the UK, as you know, but this is all handled right here in the US. We really, truly are proud of the fact that we really take good care of our people. It's just the quality of the training support. It's much, much more than just simply a machine. Training on how to do a seminar, event, or workshop. We have this really awesome one. It's just the guy, he did this. The day he did this, he listened to this training. He made $21,000 that night on our training. It's just he couldn't have been more grateful. I don't know if you're taking advantage of this, Doc, but we have a third-party vendor where it's 0 credit check for your patients. 0 credit check, instant approval, 10-day funding to you, the provider. No credit check. So it's not like Care Credit where you need a 700 credit score and 2 in 10 qualify for something like that. This is 100% no credit check, and you can fold in other services. So it's truly a no-brainer. So these are just, I don't know. I know you opened that other practice in Utah. Here is Dr. Cindy Dar in Utah. She was just telling me, Mike, I'm getting out of practice. I want another lipo machine. This is all she's doing. She's just totally over it, and this is what's happening nationwide. So it's quite phenomenal. Here is just an example of the kinds of our biggest competition right now. They have a 1,200 month program. Ours is a fraction. This is a used machine, 4 pads for $2,500. So again, ours is extremely affordable. This was at a show we were just at. They normally sell, if this is the iLipo, $65,000. They're having a promo price for $55,000. So here's the deal, guys. Even though we are more affordable, deliver tremendous, much more value, we're much less expensive. So it's just a no-brainer. You're looking at $340 a month. I don't know if you're aware that's $340 a month. And we have this promo right now going on, including that discounted price. And we have a choice of these fine light masks. You have either choice of either fine light anti-aging or the anti-acne mask. I personally have been using this regularly. I should have my before and afters here. You wouldn't believe a year ago the difference of how I look today with this. This stimulates new collagen cell formation in the face. It plumps the skin up. It's the same patient who wants to look good. You have a choice, either that or the anti-acne mask. This is a New York Times article specifically speaking about how powerful this is, how effective this is. We give you all the forms that you need, ongoing sales. If you need a Vibe plate, I mean, I was just at a show where these things are going for as much as $14,000, the booth right next to us that we were exhibiting at. We have a really, really high quality one, two-motor commercial unit. When you get it with the lipo machine, we normally sell that for a lot more. When you get it for the lipo with the lipo machine, only at this time do you get it for the wholesale price of only $24.99. So it really is a good value. That is a super high quality, and it's a zero prepayment with a 90-day deferred. You don't even have to make a payment. We have a third-party vendor. You don't even have to make a payment for 90 days. You don't even have to make a payment for 90 days. So a lot of people will pay for their machine right off the bat. I mean, it really is such a no-brainer of a program here. So what would you say to a potential doctor who's considering doing this? They're maybe not sure, maybe they heard good things about it, but they're just not sure. What would you have to say to them, Doc?
I don't know what would be the hang up. I mean, after your presentation, and I remember when I first wanted to get into weight loss, I jumped in with both feet. So I mean, you just got to tell yourself, this is the way I'm going to do it, and jump in. There's nothing holding you back. The finances are there. Even if you don't have the money, it looks like you got the financing available. It's just come so far. I didn't even know you had all that marketing stuff now. I mean, so you guys are just continually putting new stuff out, and it sounded like I need to get some of that. So
Yes, of course.
So it
So
sounds like you guys
maybe
are doing
somebody has a hang up like, hey, I've been doing things for so long this way, and now mentally, can I really do that? Because I've been trained to do this way. Maybe it's a medical provider who's doing things one way. They don't maybe realize how simple this is. Would you agree that this is, I mean, really a straightforward, simple procedure?
Yes, absolutely. It's a lot easier than whatever it is they're doing now. So the hang up would just be that you're fearing whatever is new. It's you don't know it. And so you're really going to just, with the support that you're giving to them, I mean, how many doctors had to do this in the beginning without all of that? So it's almost already done for them. So really it's just a matter of jumping in, saying, I can do this, and switching gears.
And what do you think is going to be the result? I think financially, besides the finance, just even personally, professionally and personally, when you're able to help people on this level and really making a quality, positive difference in their lives, if you think about sincerely how people that you've been able to help, I mean, what is that worth, sincerely? It's a
Yeah,
whole other level.
okay. Being more real about it, it is a lot more fulfilling to know that you're altering this person's road. I mean, here they are on a road that's leading them to diabetes, overweight, depression, anxiety, and you're taking this person and you're altering that path. And I love going to work now. I love knowing that the systems are in place, that I can depend on a product. And by the way, you had mentioned financials. You said it was $340 a month, $350 a month on the leasing. I mean, that's like what, one or two couple of treatments? You can't find one patient you have right now for a couple of treatments. I mean, we see 30, 40, 50 people a day, and on just one machine. And so it's just, you just put both feet in and really put your shoulder to the wheel and tell yourself, I'm going to be helping people. And don't allow fear to overcome that decision. You got to remember, you're pushing them you're changing their future. You really are. And so finances, that shouldn't be an issue. Fear shouldn't be an issue because you know you're on the right track. You know you're doing something noteworthy. And it's fun. Again, remember I told you in the beginning of this whole conversation, it's fun to go into work and know that you're offering a service that's going to allow these people to enjoy their lives better.
So in case you can see on the screen here, it's 877-788-LIPO. Again, that's 877-788-LIPO. You can call us directly. Our website, as you know, is lipolightpro.com, lipolightpro.com. Get a hold of us. This is a very sincere opportunity. We really believe that our purpose is to help our practitioners grow their practice. You can do this. People think, I don't know if I can do this. I don't. They've been trained one way sometimes. Sometimes that's the hang up. Maybe they're not sure, but I promise you, we believe that we are here, that your success is our success, and we really believe that. So that's why, we almost have selfish reasons for wanting people to be successful, because we know they're going to buy another machine and another machine, so we really do believe that we're here to help you. Call us. And I don't know if I introduced myself properly initially. As you know, Brent, we have become the exclusive distributors for LipoLite. In fact, in North America now. It was originally United States. Now it's North America. So we have obviously salespeople all over the country, but we are the right people to speak to. Everything in this country has to come through us. So my name is Dr. Mike Renzulli. Get a hold of us. We are sincerely here to help you. Dr. B, I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be talking soon, brother, okay?
All right. Thank you so much. Good luck, everybody.